Hey guys, what's going on? Jake Ryan is Epic here, and I'm going to be talking about Mission Impossible Rogue Nation. Now, I haven't seen this yet. I'm going to be seeing it in a couple hours, and I think that it's going to be really good. I mean, just based on first impressions alone with the trailers and stuff, I think it's going to be really good. Just like I said, because the trailer included that airplane scene where Tom Cruise was hanging out the side of the plane. But me personally, I don't think they should have added that. I think they should have just left it out and so people could see it and be like, "Whoa, what is that?" But it didn't totally turn me off from the movie. I'm still going to go see it, which says something. And believe me, if it tries just a teensy bit harder than Vacation, I will be a happy man. So, this movie is the fifth installment of Mission Impossible. The first one was a huge success. The second one, people can say, was a bit of a flop. The third one was kind of in the middle. The fourth was a success, and this fifth one is on track to being a success. Now, talking about that Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol, the fourth one, Mission Impossible was at a point where it was almost not exactly forgotten, but people just remembered Mission Impossible 3 and thought, hey, maybe this is the last of these movies. But it wasn't. And we got Mission Impossible 4, and it was one of the best movies of 2012. And this is the same year that The Avengers came out. And people were saying, The Avengers is awesome, but so is Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol. And it was talked about as one of the best films of 2012. And this is the same year as The Avengers, people. So, I kind of have high hopes for this movie. I hope it doesn't let me down. And it really shouldn't. I mean, just based on the trailers and stuff. But something that also intrigued me about this movie was that the director of this movie is a guy named Christopher McQuarrie, or McQuarrie, however you say his name. He is a screenwriter. He has spent most of his movies screenwriting. And he wrote for the screen Edge of Tomorrow, the original X-Men, The Usual Suspects, and a bunch of other movies, which I think is great, because the original X-Men is one of my favorite Marvel movies. Edge of Tomorrow was one of my favorite movies of 2014. The Usual Suspects, I haven't seen, but I've heard great things about it. So it'll be really interesting to see, how this guy McQuarrie directs, because he's been a screenwriter for the majority of his career. Now, I'm not saying that's going to hinder him at all. I think if you've been a screenwriter for a while, I think you definitely have a leg up because you're used to writing dialogue and scenes and stuff. So maybe it'll be good, but hopefully it's not it doesn't happen where, it just complete flops, which I don't think it should. Now, another thing about this movie is that I hope that this Mission Impossible movie finally has a good villain. Because the one thing that's been missing from the Mission Impossible movies is the villains. Now, you could argue that Owen Davian was the best villain in the Mission Impossible series in MI3. And I agree with those people. I think that Philip Seymour Hoffman did as good a villain job as in MI3 as anyone could, but the villains in the Mission Impossible series have just been lame, They've never been memorable. They're just there to be an antagonist. Even in Ghost Protocol, which was one of the best movies of the year, the villain was a guy with a generic name. I can't even remember his name, it's so generic. And, he just wants to unleash the nukes on America, We've seen that plot, a bunch of times. And it's just sad because these are good movies and they don't have solid villains. It's weird. So I really hope they have a good villain here in this movie, because if it's not, then I think the Mission Impossible series needs to go to villain school, because there has been no decent villain in this series whatsoever. So those are my thoughts on Mission Impossible 5. I hope it's good. I'll be making a review about this as well, but I'm going to I'm going to leave now because my car is hot. So, thank you guys for watching. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and follow me on all my social media accounts. Thank you guys so much for watching. I am out.